Welcome everybody to the channel, coming to you with a short update on XRP and Canton Network. If you like the content, subscribe. On the chart you got there, you got Canton Network on your right, you got XRP on your left. And the narrative coming out now about XRP is that it's probably going to be titled something, XRP failed you or something like that. So let's stop pretending. For 8 years you were told banks will use XRP. XRP will be the bridge asset, didn't it? Ain't that what they've been telling us? Global adoption is coming. So let me ask you something uncomfortable. Where is it? Not partnerships, not press releases. Real usage is what we want to talk about today. Because while you were waiting, the financial system moved on. And most XRP holders didn't even notice. XRP wasn't marked like a normal altcoin. It was sold as the banker coin, the settlement layer, the institutional bridge, the liquidity backbone. You weren't buying hype, you were buying the future of finance. But here's the twist. Banks adopted Ripple Tech, not XRP at scale. They just didn't. That distinction matters, and nobody in the XRP community likes talking about it. And this is the hard question. Let's go there. If stablecoins handle volatility better, private ledgers handle compliance better, institutions won't control, then why would they depend on a public bridge asset like XRP? Be honest with yourself. If you're a bank moving billions, not hundreds or thousands, billions, are you choosing a volatile public token? I wouldn't. Or a private compliant infrastructure network. That's where Canton enters the room, and it's coming in the room strong. Look at your chart over there. Look at your chart I got pulled up. You got XRP just falling to the floor, but you got Canton Network going strong upward, even in the bear market. And that's just, Canton isn't loud, it's strategic. Canton Network isn't screaming on crypto Twitter. It's building institutional plumbing. Tokenized treasuries, interoperable private ledgers, regulated financial rails. This is not retail hype. This is back-end architecture, the kind Wall Street actually uses. And here's what makes this dangerous for XRP's narrative. Canton doesn't need a public bridge token. That changes everything. And before you comment that I'm an XRP hater, I'm not. I hold XRP. And I'm not attacking XRP. I'm attacking outdated thesis. You know what I'm saying? XRP was, you got Kita that's so much faster and cheaper than XRP, If your investment thesis was banks must use XRP to settle and banks find a way around it, what happens to the valuation model? That's not hate. That's just logic. And we got, Ripple's own moves. Now let's go nuclear. Ripple launching RLUSD. Think about that. If Ripple can push stablecoins, if liquidity can move without XRP, if private infrastructure can settle value, is XRP required or optional? Because required access pump differently than optional ones. And that's the conversation nobody wants on YouTube. There's nobody bringing you this. XRP has never been, at the beginning, it was an option that this could be the new financial future, financial system of the future. And everybody run on that hype. But over time, they really weren't looking at the deep aspects of XRP it needing to be somewhat private to move all this money, to be liquidity to move all this money cross border, and they just failed on that. And basically, this is about power. This isn't just about tech. It's about control. Public change, transparency, private institutional rails equal control. Wall Street likes control, and we all know that. Canton is built for control. So ask yourself, was XRP early, or was it the prototype that gets replaced? Every industry does this. First mover doesn't always win, and that's the truth. That is the truth. The first mover doesn't always win. Like the turtle race, And I'd like to get your feedback and your comments on this. So let's split the room. If you still believe XRP is the core bridge asset for global finance, put it in the comment. XRP is the standard. I'm not going to hash you about it. I'm just trying to bring awareness to you. We could strike up a conversation, and if you believe the financial system is shifting to private, inoperable networks like Canton, just put in the comment down below infrastructure error, or comment Canton Network. I'm still going to hold XRP. I'm not downing it. It's like going to the casino and hoping you win. So if you got the option to hold both, there's nothing wrong with holding both Canton Network and XRP. And like no middle ground, and here's the real uncomfortable truth. Crypto doesn't reward loyalty, it rewards positioning. Are you positioned for narratives or for where institutions are actually building? That's where I leave it right there. And I just want to bring this to your awareness that I'm not down in XRP, but for many, it's the hype out there as XRP failed you. I see it coming up now, and I see a lot of content fading from XRP a little bit in this bear market. But my largest bag used to be XRP, and I didn't lose money with XRP. I didn't lose no money. I got out much higher than this. I didn't, and I'm not here to down XRP. You thinking, well, he lost a lot of money on XRP? Nope. If my wife was in here, she'd tell you I didn't lose no money on XRP. I made money on XRP. But I'm bringing the real narrative to the truth of the matter to you, just to try to catch your awareness that you got to follow these major banks. Ripple's only one company trying to become a bank, and it cannot go against all these banks. It's not going to win. They will destroy Ripple, and that's being the honest truth. And Brad Garlett House and all them know they ain't getting on stage talking cocky against no banks like J.P. Morgan or nobody. And that's why you see that. You don't see that because these major banks, like, they can really destroy anybody. They're too big. They're so big. You just don't understand. XRP is just not XRP, but Ripple is just a fly on the wall compared to these banks. I'm just being honest with you. There we go. But they just being a fly on. Ripple's just a fly on the wall. And if they come out too cocky, they can just destroy them before they even get really started good. This has been going on for a long time with Ripple. And my opinion is that Ripple, they hold so much of the XRP. It's just, if they hadn't held so much of the XRP, and now they sell it every month, and then they buy back so much at a cheaper price, and that what I see ain't good. What I see with them, what they're doing with XRP, and I just want to bring the awareness to you and tell you that XRP is failing people, and it will continue to fail. I mean, not saying that it's not going to do good, because long as you can keep the holders, the army behind XRP will do good. But once that starts fading out, XRP is going to drop in price really fast over time. Now, if you can keep the holders holding it, XRP will do really good. But once the hopium's gone, especially in the next cycle going up, if XRP don't do no better than what it did this cycle, you can cancel XRP. It will not. People will drop it so bad. If XRP does not outperform this last cycle, bull market cycle high, you can forget XRP. There's people, they're gonna take their losses, and they're gonna get out of XRP. And it's gonna flow. You got money from XRP going into Canton Network right now. People starting to wake up and see what I've been trying to put out there on the content. The XRP, yeah, it's had a good run from where it was at, the 385, 365, but it hasn't been able to break that cycle, that $4 cycle, and reach higher highs. I mean, even with the case being settled, it only went to 365. So that tells me right there, the case has been dropped, it's been diluted, and all it could do was $3.65. So you got to ask yourself, you got to really ask yourself, am I going to benefit holding XRP? Well, XRP from this price, if you buy now, is it worth the 2 to 3x compared to what other projects will do that ain't got all this hype behind it? Because you always got to watch that. Canton Network is coming up in the back. And few people see it. So few people see it. But they got the narrative with XRP. Nobody's paying attention to Canton Network, and that's what banks want you to do. They don't want you to when it all rolls out, you're gonna be buying Canton a lot higher than 16 cents. You're gonna be up in the dollars, double and triple digits. Just bringing it to you plain. Canton Network is going to double and triple digits. So, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. But I did want to bring it. I even wore my hat for this. But like I say, comment if you believe XRP is the financial future of the system. Comment down below. Let me. Hey, I'm not gonna get mad with you. I'm still gonna hold XRP. I just ain't gonna hold as much as I do in Canton Network. Canton Network is gonna be my largest bag coming up out of this bear market. Won't be XRP. Now, we'll hold XRP, but I'm not going to hold, I don't put all my money in one asset. But I will, Canton Network will be my largest bag. I do got that. And you'll see in the future, you'll be like, man, he was right. America Crypto was right. But, it's just, I'm coming out and being honest with people, and I'm not pushing the XRP narrative to get clicks. I'm not going to do that. You ain't going to buy me to pay. You ain't going to pay me to. And a lot of the content isn't paid content on XRP. I really don't believe it's paid content. They really think that's with all the other hype that's paid, that's the narrative that XRP is going to be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars per token. And they're going to get hurt. They're going to get hurt. Always the one you're expecting to do it, it ain't going to be the one that does it. And that's what I want to bring to your attention. It ain't going to be the one that does it. The banks don't want XRP. That's why they're going with Canton Network. That ought to wake a lot of people up. That ought to wake a lot of people up when they see the largest bank in America behind Canton Network. That ought to let people know right there, hey, we got this wrong. But subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and we'll be glad to have you. And we'll see you on the next one. God bless you.